wastefulness, and how this was guided by the teaching of Islam not to be under this category, because wasteful people are among the people who join the devil. Inna Allah la yuhibbul musrifin. Allah dislikes those who are wasteful. A wasteful person, someone who uses or consumes more resources than necessary, such as food, water, energy, money, and can be harmful to the environment and may indicate poor financial management. And to give you some example, not having a budget or saving goal, not considering the value of something when you buy it, using the credit card too often, spending too much money on unimportant stuff, having difficulty to control your budget and debts, eating food and then throwing away the rest of the container. So when you read the history of the Prophet ﷺ and his companion, you will find out they used to be very humble, and they use their money and they use their resources wisely. Inna Allah la yuhibbul musrifin. The word wastefulness, is something that you can find in the Holy Quran related to money, food, drink. Even when you are in a battlefield, don't kill more than what is needed. Like when you are in a battlefield, and don't make your goal is to kill people, but minimize that murderer. So it can help people to manage their life if they understand how to get into the wastefulness. Even if you are in a bank of a river and you make wudu, use a small amount of water, enough for your wudu. And if you want to have a shower, enough for your shower, just to clean your body. So this is something related to the environment, the food, the water. Because this is how people can collaborate with each other. Unfortunately, nowadays, you will find some countries, they are under this category, and they are Muslims or non-Muslims. And because of that, you find poverty and poor people are in different parts of the world. People who can eat and enjoy and throw the rest of their meals away. And if you collected that waste food and ship it to another country, is going to feed more people over there and to help them with their poverty. So this issue is something very critical in order to build a society, helping one another. And this can start with the individual. How? You buy what is needed for yourself. Don't exceed the limit. You buy what you need, not what you want. Because if you go ahead and buy everything you want, there is no limitation for that. And this may increase the debts on your bank account, on the credit card. And this will damage your credits later on. So, wastefulness, even for your emotion, you should have a control upon your emotion. Um, in order to have a successful life. Because sometimes when you share your emotions excessively, it may be understood in the wrong way. So when I prepared for this topic and I found this word in the Holy Quran, wastefulness, I found out that it is not limited to food and drink. Even for the amount of nutrients like carbohydrates, protein, minerals, vitamins, you should not exceed the limit when you have carbohydrates intake, like sugar intake. Because if you do so, you may face a serious problem, which is diabetes. And for meat, you may have also some other disease. And for salt, you might suffer from blood pressure. Even vitamins, don't exceed the limit when you have more of vitamin A or vitamin D or whatever. So our religion is a religion of moderates. وكذلك جعلناكم أمة وسطا, الوسطية. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught his people how to be in the middle of the road, not to the edge of the road, so that they can protect themselves from mountains and from rocks or whatever. So we should not exceed the limit when we eat. You should divide your stomach to 3 parts, one for food, one for water, and the last third is for the air. So we shouldn't stuff our belly, our stomach with too much food. So I found this topic is very important in order to manage your life and to have a successful life. What about those who go for wedding party? If you have a wedding party, you should not spend that much money that we see nowadays. Only the spending in moderate. and this is will bring barakah. And when you choose your clothes, don't act as somebody who's following the fashion. You update your clothes most often. And then after that, you go to your closet and you found it stuffed with too many dresses or suits. This is a kind of wastefulness. Buy what is needed for yourself. And don't let your eye to look at what people have and then you go to the supermarket and you buy everything you see on people. So for our clothes, we should wear the clothes that is enough for ourselves. The celebration, we should be moderate in that, not to have more spending on that. Sometimes people may spend millions of dollars or a couple of millions for one celebration, for a wedding party. Excessive travel. When I have a conference, I travel. But there are people who make this a goal for their life is to go and to visit every country. And one day here, one day there. The technology, the phone you have in your hands, we should be satisfied with whatever in our hands, not to upgrade our phone every year. And same thing for laptops and for other electronics. And home decoration. Home decoration, people may update their home most often and have more spendings on the walls and on the floor and whatever in the kitchen. This is crazy. Look how the Prophet ﷺ used to live and his companion. And Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab, Hazrat Umar, one day he found his wife making a dessert for him. And he said, "Where did you get this butter or oil?" She said, "We had more than enough, so I made a dessert." So he said, "What is more than our necessity, our needs, shouldn't be used for dessert, while the ordinary people in our society are hungry and live in poverty. Return it back to the house of المسلمون. ما زاد عن قوتنا فالمسلمون به أولى فقومي لبيت المال وغطيها." When we read about that, we found it difficult to practice. But these are the successful people. They were the successful people. They followed the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do you think you are going to claim that you are a Muslim and you don't behave in such way? If you go back to your room, to your home, and look at how many items you have, and you do not need all of these items, while people in Gaza and Syria are suffering, they can't find food, they can't find clothes. Um, we need to feel the pain of each other and to support one another. Because of this terminology, wastefulness, and people who are under this category, wasteful people, they don't feel full, they don't feel satisfied, and they always longing for something else. How many cars do you have? And do you want to upgrade your car most often? While people somewhere else, they can't find a bicycle. So we need to minimize our spendings and to make it just enough for our need, not to have too many cars in the backyard. I mean, in the garage, and many watches with the color of your clothes. Um, I heard about someone became depressed and she was sick because she wanted to choose her shoes and she was really confused which one I'm going to wear today. And she asked her maid to choose one for her. And then she got in a conflict, an argument with her. Which one? This or that, this or that, this or that. At the end, she had a depression because she couldn't choose which one I'm going to wear today. So luxury is something that can affect our society. There is a cross line between you enjoy the bounty, the ni'mah of Allah, and to become a wasteful person. Wastefulness is the excessive amount of money, food, and the consumption. So I hope you thought about this topic today. As I mentioned, wasteful behavior can be harmful to the environment and may indicate poor financial management. How the environment have been suffering because of wastefulness. And in the hereafter, You will be asked about your money. Where did you get it? And where do you spend your money? This is amana. This is a trust that Allah put on your hands in order to watch how did you deal with it. Did you share it? Do you share it with people? Or you spend everything for your joy, for your desire? Nowadays, we heard about parties and how many people go to attend and reserve their table and their seat in order to spend like 5 hours at midnight watching the singers, the dancers, and then they go home drunk. Forget about their behavior, but this is a wasteful. This is a wasting of their money. If you look how much money they spend for that, you believe that this is crazy. Cigarettes and drugs. How many people they wasted their money for that? Is it food? If you don't smoke cigarettes, are you going to die? It is not something necessary for your life. If you don't drink wine, can you survive without it? So this is a wastefulness behavior. When you read the guidelines of Islam, you will find it helping people not to be wasteful, not to fall into under this category. Even for your food and drink and for your relationship with people, to be moderate and to enjoy your life without excessive amount of whatever in your life. And there is a verse in the Holy Quran talks about sinners, people who commit sins. Even if you commit, if it happened that you committed a sin, don't continue to do that and become excessive. قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Because this is going to bring you to the condition of disappointment, to be disappointed, and to believe that there is no hope that you will get rid of that. So if you are somebody who like to speak about others, backbiting or namima, control your tongue and don't speak that much, and try to have something reserved, not to let it go. The excessive amount of talk create problems. من كثر كلامه كثر خطأه، ومن كثر خطأه قل ورعه، ومن قل ورعه قل حياؤه، ومن قل حياؤه دخل النار, as Prophet ﷺ said. It means if you use your tongue excessively, it may lead you to the hellfire. at the end. At the end of the road, it will take you there. So we need to watch and to use it with moderate.